I just wanted to give some food for thought, and that's just a reminder to stay creative during this difficult time. Growing up, my mom had a quote at home that she really liked, and it said, if something goes wrong that we can't handle, it's a failure of the imagination. So just the fact that you have your mat rolled out and you're interested in cultivating a practice and deepening your practice together, that's an awesome way to use your imagination and get through this with this holistic healing of mind, body, and spirit that is the yoga practice. As we strip away the layers and get down to our essence of who we are, that's important work that needs to happen now and always. So yoga is one creative way of persevering. Also, that reminds me of the quote, yoga is my art and my mat is my canvas. So when all is said and done, we're going to all be producing canvases and artwork that looks different from each other, and no two should look the same or resemble one another. They should all be different. And through our practice, if we can get into our honest identity and who we are, which is, I think, one of the goals of yoga, getting down to your center and realizing that you have a lot of capabilities and perhaps there is a guru inside each one of us. I think that's one of the main aims of this practice together. So finding that sort of strength together on the mat and collectively as we get through this time is just so huge. So I'm glad you're here with me and we're able to do this. Along those lines, I wanted to thank my friends for reaching out and telling me what it is that you wanted to work on. So we were just talking about the spiritual and emotional aspects of yoga, but in terms of the asana, the physical part, which is just one area of the whole umbrella term that is yoga, the asana, the physical part, is just one part. And I would say that it's not even the most important part. But that is something we can talk about. I will delve into that a little bit more in later episodes. But anyway, in terms of the asana, Carolina, you said you wanted to work on your back and do a little bit of everything. So I've definitely incorporated that. Sophie, you wanted to do hips and quads. We are gonna do that, my biking friend, and loosen that all up for you. Katie, my eternal badass, always wanting to do core work. I got that coming your way, girl. You're not gonna like me after this, but we're still going out for coffee. So I got all that incorporated in this practice for you guys. Let us go ahead and unroll those mats and start yourself off in a comfortable child's pose. That child's pose can be that traditional child's pose with the arms extended alongside the ears, biceps along those ears, or the arms behind you, fingertips up, palms reaching toward the sky, right? So your choice for that child's pose. I'm gonna turn on our Spotify playlist. You can find me on Namasté with Renée on that Spotify, and today's playlist is called Cuomo Said We're Gonna Kick Coronavirus's Ass. That's the name of this playlist today. I'm so serious right now. So if you want to find me on there, that's how you're gonna find me, Namasté with Renée, and I'm gonna get that started. Nothing like a little Lily Allen as we ease into this. All right, so from that comfortable child's pose, you are sinking those sits bones back toward the heels, okay? And you're lengthening out nice and long through that spine. Reach those fingertips a little bit further. If you're taking this traditional pose, even if you're taking the restorative child's pose, you can reach those fingertips further back toward those toes. You stay right where you are, easing into the practice right now. I'm just going to talk to you a little bit more, and right now I'd like you to cultivate that deep oceanic pranayama breath So inhaling all that good prana life force and exhaling what doesn't serve you. So we're gonna sound like the ocean, the tide coming in and the tide going out. That continual in and out, the washing and the cleansing, right? So breathing deeply in through the nose, take an open mouth exhale, and let your breath be heard. Breathing deeply in through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Let it go. Keep going at your own pace. Find your own sustainable rhythm. Keep taking those nice long inhales and exhales. Even deeper with the inhales, even deeper with the exhales. Shift your hips over to the left as you walk those hands over to the right, feeling a nice lateral stretch along the left side body. Forehead reaching toward the mat. Walk those fingertips back through center. Shift your hips to the right and walk those hands to the left. Walk the fingertips back through center. Tuck the chin into the chest, gazing toward the navel. Vertebra by vertebra, we're rising up slowly. Crown of the head is the last to come up. Roll those shoulders up and away from the ears. Finding yourself in hero's pose. Sophie, this one's for you for that quad stretch. If this isn't comfortable for anybody, you can always sit on a block or a blanket or whatever's accessible to you to make this more comfortable. If it is comfortable for you with no props, take it out, you don't need it. And if you need to get deeper into those quads, you're not feeling anything, you can come back onto the forearms and potentially all the way down to the floor. So that would be the supine hero. Whatever's comfortable and accessible and going to support you for your practice. I just want to show you different variations. So staying here in this hero's pose, we're going to look over the right shoulder as we warm up that neck, over the left, to the right, to the left. Interlace those fingers on the nape of the neck. Gaze down toward the belly button, arch that spine down like you're making a letter C, gazing at the navel. Feel the full weight of the head. Rising back up. Open up that heart like you have 1,000 butterflies in your chest. And they want to escape up to the sky. Round the spine in, grab a big beach ball. Open it up. Round it in. And open up. And round it in. Open it up. Interlace the fingers behind the back. Swing those fingers onto that right hip. And left ear toward the left shoulder. Work that right shoulder away from your right ear. Through center, swing those interlaced fingers to the left hip, right ear to the right shoulder, left shoulder away from the right ear. So pulling down the back. Back through center, come into tabletop, planting the hands directly below the shoulders. Knees are hips distance apart and below those hip bones. Feeling a nice long line of energy from the tailbone, radiating up the back, through the crown of the head. Nice long line. Push the earth away with those hands. Drop the belly toward the earth, look up toward the sky. Cow pose. navel. Spine shoots up toward the sky. Push the earth away. Going at your own pace between cow and cat. Neutral spine and hip circles clockwise. Can be big hip circles or smaller hip circles, whatever serves you. Reverse directions now. Neutral tabletop. Good work. Extend that right arm long and drop the hand to the mat. Left arm long and to the mat. Right arm long, left leg long. Pull it all in. And out. Pull it in. And out. 3 more. On this last one, hold it in. Drop it down. You got it. Other side now. Left arm long, right leg long. Pull it in. And hold this last one. Drop it down. Take it back to child's pose. All right, friends, come back up to that tabletop position. We're going to extend that right leg long, cross it over the left, and look over the left shoulder back at those toes. That feels awesome. I feel like it's getting into that elusive psoas area for me. I don't know about you. You can come forward and back on the ball of that foot, and that might make it feel different or better. Just experimenting with the movements. All right, right knee meets the left. Extend the left leg long. Cross it over that right leg. Gazing now at the right toes. Finding stillness or moving around. Bring that right knee back toward the left. We're gonna get back into heroes. Coming back into heroes pose. The tops of the toes are on the earth. And take that steeple mudra. It looks like a gun. And biceps are by the ears. We're gonna crunch, Katie, this is for you, girl. So we're gonna touch those fingertips toward the earth. And come back up. Keep the sits bones on the heels. We're reaching in that general direction. Try not to lift up when you lift up, which is what I just did. Tap the earth. Come back up. Breathing into the core already. And take one more, and on this last one, we're gonna take a little baby back bend. Open up those arms, shine that heart up to the sky. Drop the right arm down, lateral stretch to the right. Hips shift over in the opposite direction. You can always come down a little bit further, bend that arm a little bit more if it serves you. Remember, yogis, going to that point of gentle resistance to finding your edge, but never feeling pain. If you're feeling pain, that's your body's way of telling you You need to ease out a little bit. Okay, planting those hands back on the earth through the tabletop. Tuck those toes under. Float your tabletop by lifting your knees off the earth. Spread those fingers wide so you can see the mat between those fingers, like your hands are starfish. Push firmly into the earth. And take it back to down dog. You can widen up those feet, whatever serves you. Coming back to your breath. Taking your doggy out for a walk as opposite heels reach to the mat, alternating left and right. Or finding stillness. Finding a nice long line of energy from the tailbone. Up through the back, through the crown of the head, like that tabletop. And a long line of energy from the tailbone, down the hamstrings, down the calves, down through those ankles. You can have a nice generous bend in those knees if you're tight in those hamstrings, or a little bit straighter, but try not to lock the knees out because it puts undue stress on that sensitive joint. Walk your feet in slowly to meet your hands in the middle of the mat, grabbing opposite elbows. We're gonna ragdoll. Let that head go first. Shake it yes and no. Going left to right. And release that grip. Fingertips come down to the earth. Tuck the chin into the chest. Rolling up vertebra by vertebra. Shoulders come back. Crown of the head comes back. Here we are. I lost you. Standing in that mountain pose. Roll those shoulders back. All right, so rolling those shoulders back. We're finding our mountain pose. The feet are planted firmly into the earth. The hands spin forward so we can see the palms of your hands. And feeling nice and stable and grounded here. We're rooting down through those feet in order to rise up, right? That's how we find our stability, our foundation, our strength in this important mountain pose from which all the other postures originate. Let's put our weight into our left foot. Taking another quad stretch, Sophie. So we're gonna grab that foot, reach for it behind you, bringing that heel in toward the right tushy, right? As far as it goes, gripping onto that foot. I don't like saying butt, so I try to come up with like 5 million other words we can use. Feeling that nice quad stretch. Release it, weight into that right foot, and taking that left heel toward the left tushy. All right, take that foot back down to the mat, coming back to that Tadasana mountain pose, and I just need to keep adjusting this. My apologies. I think that's good. All right, yeah. All right, so shake it all out. We're gonna get into some sun salutation A's together, Surya Namaskara A. So planting the feet firmly into the earth, reach those arms up to the sky. Gazing up at those fingertips, swan dive down to the earth. Forward fold. Flat back. Plant those hands into the earth, walk or hop back to a plank. Plank, traditional plank, or knees on the earth, totally fine. Lowering down, chaturanga. Coming through your up dog or cobra. Up dog, hips are off the earth, arms are straightened. Cobra, the arms are bent in and our hips are still on the earth. So your choice, tuck the toes under, push up, into that down dog. Gaze through those fingertips, walk or hop to the front. Reverse swan dive back up. Hands through heart center, Tadasana. Let's take one more round. Up to the sky, down to the earth, forward fold, flat back. Plant those hands, walk or hop. Lower down, chaturanga, up dog or cobra. Shine that chest forward, tuck it all in, down dog. Gazing through those hands, walk or hop. Swan dive up. Hands through heart center, shake it all out. Okay, we are going to get into dancer's pose. So, put your weight into your left foot. Take that right hand out to the side, like you're serving a platter. Then we're going to reach on the inside of that right foot. Feel the weight of your foot push into that right hand. Push, push, push till you can't push anymore and you feel like you start to naturally tip forward. Extend that left arm in front of you. Find your balance. I like to take a mudra here. Hold it as long as you can. Ours don't all have to look the same like our canvases, right? They're all gonna look different. Right knee meets the left. Hands through heart center, right foot comes down, shake it all out. Dancer's pose. All right, weight into that right foot. Hip opener, quad stretch. Love it, love it. Weight into the right. Come up onto the ball mound at the left. Serve the platter with your left hand now. I'm gonna turn this way. Reach for the inside of that left foot now. Putting the weight into that left arm till you start to naturally tip forward. I have a slight bend in my right knee. Dancer's pose. Coming out of it when you're ready. Rising up so slowly, friends. No rush. Left knee meets the right. Shake it all out. Okay, open up to a warrior two. Left foot bisects the right back foot. That right foot is parallel to the back edge of the mat. We're sinking deeply into that left knee, trying to find 90 degrees. Stretch those arms out to a T. If you were to have a mirror in front of you, that right arm disappears behind the left and the shoulders are relaxed away from the ears. Sink a little bit deeper, gazing out over the left fingertips. Reverse the left palm to the sky, flip it, reverse your warrior. Right arm drapes down the right leg. Reach that left hand up higher to the sky, like you're being pulled in opposite directions. And coming onto that left thigh, reach the right arm up. And let that left hand sink toward the earth if it's accessible. If it's not, staying propped up on this left thigh bone is perfectly fabulous. Also, option to wrap that right arm behind you, reaching for that left hip, and then eventually that left thigh if you can. But don't compromise the pose by letting your chest dip. So we want to keep spinning that chest up toward the sky. Warrior two. Reverse the warrior. And extend your side angle however you see fit, whatever feels good to you. Option to wrap the right arm. Up through warrior two. We're just gonna pivot now to take that warrior two to the opposite side. So that right foot is bisecting the back left foot. We're sinking deeply into that left thigh. And we're trying to keep our hips, instead of the hips going toward the front or I don't think they go toward the back, but instead of keeping them going, you know, like so, we want to have them, those hips angled and stacked below the shoulders, arms out to a T. Sink a little bit deeper in that right thigh, gazing out over the right fingertips. Warrior two, we reach toward the past, we reach toward the future, and the goal, the challenge is to stay present right now, right? In the middle. That's what this symbolically represents. It's a powerful pose for me. Brings up a lot of stuff. Flip that right palm toward the sky, reverse it. Reverse your warrior, but keep sinking down to that right leg a little bit further. Reach that right arm up to the sky, let the left arm work down that left leg as gravity does its work. And extend your side angle. Reach that left arm toward the sky. I always have to shimmy my back foot in a little bit because I take a wide warrior two stance. So spin that chest up toward the sky. Option to drop that right arm toward the earth, keeping those arms in that nice long T, or staying on that thigh, your choice. And take that left arm behind you for the bind, reaching those fingers on the inside of that right thigh if you want, if you can, if you feel like it, if it's accessible. These are just layers and they're just options. Release the bind, warrior two, reverse. Option to wrap that left arm around and extend it. This time I'm just resting my right arm on that right thigh. Back up through warrior two. All right, friends, let's come back up through center. Take a big inhale. Exhale through heart center. Inhale. Exhale through heart center. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, friends, we're going to take a figure four chair. So let's do chair pose first. Let's sink into that chair. The biceps are along the ears. The tailbone is sinking back like you're trying to sit in a chair and somebody keeps pulling it away from you. That's how my teachers have described it. So mean. So anyway, you're reaching back because they keep pulling the chair out further. Option to sink into the heels a little bit more and lift the toes off the earth so you're not gripping with the toes, if that's accessible. And come out and back to chair. And release. And one more, best chair yet. Breathing, not building too much tension in those shoulders. Back up. This time we're going to take a figure four chair. Weight into the left foot. Come onto the ball mound of the right. Take that, it'd be better if I spin toward you. Take that right leg, it's resting on top of that left thigh bone, and sink back to your chair now. Big opener in that hip. Sink a little deeper. Hands through heart center, come up, shake it out. Weight onto the right, cross that left thigh, left leg over the right thigh, shoot those arms up to chair, sink the hips back, sink a little deeper. Hands through heart center, come up. We're gonna take a chair all the way down to the earth. So one more time, take the hands to heart center, taking an elevator down to the bottom floor. Tailbone hits the earth. Hey. All right, we're gonna take a lunge and then come into lizard pose. So taking the hands on the inside of that right foot. Again, if you need to We talked about this last video. If you need to double up your mat, you can roll your mat in, and then it's more cushy. All right, so you're inside this right leg, and take it onto the heel as we roll back onto that heel, and coming forward and back. Sink the hips toward the floor when you go back, and back through to the front. And back. This can be preparation for full splits. We're not going to go there today, but maybe a future class. All right, when you come back to the neutral position, you're going to plant that left hand on, can't really see it right now, huh? You're going to plant that left hand on the inside of the right foot and spin that right arm toward the sky. It's like those warrior two arms, those nice, strong arms. That left arm's planting down so the right arm can reach up further. Now let's go into an awkward twist. Plant that right hand inside the left foot and just reverse those arms. Okay, friends, come back through tabletop. Do what you have to do if you folded the mat. Taking it on the other side. So, planting the hands on the inside of that left foot and doing just kind of a rocking, like a seesaw motion. Hippy dippies. And one more. Till we find stillness in the neutral position. Plant that right hand on the inside of the left foot. Spin that left arm up toward the sky. Gazing up at those fingers. Plant the left hand where the right hand was and swap it out. Bring both hands back down. All right, undo your mat. If you did it all up, push your hands into the earth from tabletop, rise into a down dog. Raise that right foot off the ground. Open up your dog. Let that left foot fall toward the left tushy cheek. Is that a good term? I don't know. Straighten that right leg back up. Take some circles to the right. To the left. Straighten that right leg up to the sky. We're going to tuck it in toward the nose. Straighten it out. On the third one, we're going to take it through to pigeon. When we come into pigeon, this lower leg can be parallel to the front edge of the mat, or you can bring that left heel in closer to the midline, and then you it's going to be more of a yin pigeon as opposed to this more active pose where you're flexing the foot and the thighs parallel. So whatever works for you. If you can liberate your hands from the earth and come into that back bend, do so. If it's not accessible right now, we're just going to melt down. So whatever you want, melt down into your pigeon. Extend those arms long. And if this is insane to you and you're just like about to turn this whole video off, I get it. I'm going to give you the option for supine pigeon. Supine means anything on the back. So if you're not feeling that pigeon, come down to your back and simply take your right leg and figure four. Thread your hands through the opening, grab matter. So life and our practice is a matter of letting go, right? Training ourselves to be able to let go. And not placing too much emphasis on the physical practice itself, but what's happening internally. Okay friends, if you're on your back for supine, you're simply just gonna switch out those legs. If you did the other pigeon, we're gonna go back through down dog. Actually, everybody, let's get back up through down dog. Work those heels to the mat. Give yourself a chance to open up that left hip. So let that left foot drop back down. Reaching that heel toward the right sits bones. And working that right heel toward the mat. It's going to open up that stretch even more. Take some circles. And then pick your pigeon. Imagining it, what your next move is, like a game of chess. Alright, so if you went for the regular pigeon, bring that, or even if you didn't, we're still going to do these tuck-ins toward the nose. On the third one, pick your pigeon. Pick your pigeon at the zoo. I need some water, I'm getting dehydrated. Alright, so shin is going to be parallel to the front edge of the mat, or it's going to be with that heel tucked in close to your midline. Alright, whatever you did on the left or the right, you should try to replicate so you feel nice and balanced. Stretch those arms out long. Try to work the right hip bone toward the mat. If you're taking the supine pigeon, that's awesome. Stay right where you are in your pigeon. A few more breaths. I just need to grab a sip of water. And you are welcome to grab water whenever you need to, obviously. Okay friends, whatever pigeon you were in, take it to one more down dog. Meet me here. Drop down to your knees, swing on to whichever hip, roll it around, and it's crunch time. So, roll back down onto that back, and stretch it all out nice and long. Okay, this is something I just learned. It's an interesting crunch variation, and I hate it. So I thought I'd use it in today's practice because it's good. All right, so we're gonna wrap those hands so that the palms of the hands are touching, and it's kind of insane. So the palms are touching. If you need to do another variation of a crunch, you guys just go ahead. If you bend your knees up and fingertips by the ears, but if you want to try this one with me, let's do it. All right, so we're gonna come up. It's like a long crunch. I hate them, so they must be good. Katie! Let's take 5 more. Cross that right leg over the left fingertips by the left ear, and coming on up. I'm counting, so you don't have to. All right, other side now, swap it out. back down to the mat. Take a nice long full body stretch. Plant those feet down again. Bring the heels in toward your left and right sits bones. I'll figure it out. All right, stretch those arms out nice and long. We're gonna take these little silly penguins side to side. Come up off those shoulders so the shoulder blades are not touching the earth as best as you can. Stretch it all out. We'll do some more core work towards your another point. We're gonna keep moving on to our next stuff now, but actually, you know, we're gonna open up those abs. So stretching out those abs. Let's lift those hips up off the ground. It's been a long week, my friends. All right, so we're gonna come into bridge pose. Reach those fingertips by the heels and raising up on those hips. You can do supported bridge with the hands around the hips and the hippy dippy 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 points reaching up towards the sky, or interlace those fingers on the floor and reach the hips up toward the earth. Up to you. And lower down. And one more, whichever variation with the hands that you want. You can always walk the upper arms and therefore the shoulders in closer to each other, which makes you feel more stable. Lower down. And take a third up to the sky. Lower down. On this next one, this fourth one, option to come into a fourth bridge pose, or if you have full wheel in your practice, you're invited to do that right now. A full wheel, we're gonna plant those hands back by the head, the fingertips go firmly to the earth, making sure I don't get stuck on my ponytail. And then push the hands into the earth, and you come into that full wheel. Or taking your fourth bridge pose. Either way, you're opening up those abs. Lower down, wherever you are, lowering down vertebra by vertebra so slowly, being gentle and delicate with yourself. Let the knees drop in toward each other, and the feet are on the edges of the mat. Releasing out that low back. Pull it all in like you're giving yourself a big hug. You can even lift up off the mat, forehead toward the knees. We're just going to take some circles here on the low back. Carolina, working out that lumbar spine. Lumbar. You can make some figure eights on the ceiling, or you can just take some regular circles. So with the figure eights, you're tracing your knees like you're tracing an 8 on the ceiling. I like those. Just some big circles, one way and the other way. Straighten those legs up for legs up the wall. And if you want to come into plow pose, push onto your hands. Keep pushing till the tops of the toes reach the earth. Walk those shoulder blades in toward each other like in bridge pose. Option to interlace. She scared me. Hi, friend. Interlace those hands on the mat. It has really been this kind of a week, hasn't it? Hello. All right, but try not to look around like I'm doing. Just keep your neck straight. So you're looking toward the thighs. Low back release. You can bend those knees so that you're bringing the knees by the temples and you're squeezing into the temples. Hi, friend. yoga. All right, drop. No way. Drop those feet towards the earth. We're gonna windshield wiper those legs left and right. This is Chloe. For those of you who don't know her, Chloe Stardust. Her birthday is on Sunday. She's my birthday girl. Left and right. She's so happy we're all in quarantine together. She's like never had this much time with her humans. All right, everybody. What are you doing? Bring that right knee in toward the body and this is gonna get complicated. Interlace those fingers on. Oh my God. Okay, interlace. Chloe, I love you too. I do love you. Okay. So we're trying to tell you guys to interlace your fingers below your kneecap. Hey friend, interlace the fingers below the kneecap and pull that knee in towards your chest. So you're pulling that knee in, flexing the toes on the left foot. Let that right knee fall open. Okay, friend, let your left arm open up. Okay, I know. Okay, Chloe, that's good. Thank you. I love you. So the left arm is open. The left arm is opening up, and you can look in the direction of those left fingertips. Option is straighten out that right leg now with flying big toe. We're just opening that knee up. Trying to keep the left hip working toward the earth. Take that right knee back into you and reach over as you cross it across the body. Open up that right arm, looking toward those left fingertips. Option to keep this leg bent or extend that right leg out long, working that right hip away from you. Gazing out over the right shoulder. Come back through center. Take it on this side now. I think it's going to be a little bit easier. Interlace those fingers underneath that left knee. Pull that knee in toward the midline. Flexing the toes on the right foot for sure. Open that leg up to the left. Open that arm up to the right. You can gaze out at those right fingers. Option is straighten out that left leg. Piece fingers around the left toe. Oh, never mind. Did I speak too soon? She's back. Bring that knee back in across the body. Gazing at the left fingertips. Option is straighten out that left leg. Push the left hip away from you to deepen the stretch. Bring the knees in toward you. Give yourself a great big hug. Squeeze everything super tight. Flex it all up. Big inhale. Hold it. And exhale, Shavasana. Get comfortable, get whatever props you want. You can take Baddha Konasana, the butterfly pose. Supta Baddha Konasana, since we're on our backs. Let those legs open up. And you can relax in your Shavasana here for a few moments, the whole time. If it starts feeling like too much on the hips right here, you could just close it up to your regular Shavasana with the feet flapping open. So your choice. I just wanted to show you Supta Baddha Konasana as an option. And if you were in class with me in the studio right now, I would be walking around spraying some lavender essential oils. Can you smell them? For relaxation, it's just me and Chloe though. But I love you guys, so I would do that for you. I'll do it for you when we're together again. Relax, let go, unclench the jaw. Release the tongue from the top of the mouth, from the roof of the mouth there. And let it all go. All your work is done. It's time to integrate the practice. Stay resting in your Shavasana. Coming back into your breath. Wiggling your fingers, wiggle your toes. Take a nice long stretch. Reach those legs and arms out long like you're taking your first movement of the morning as you stretch out. Roll onto either side, resting your head on that bicep like a pillow. Take that top hand, plant it firmly into the earth as you slowly arise, pushing yourself back up into a seated position. Remembering your intention, carrying it with you off the mat. May you use the peace that we cultivated here together and take it with you off into the world during this difficult time. Thank you for joining me, my friends. Carolina, Sophie, Katie, everybody else out there who's become a part of this channel. Thank you so much. I always welcome your feedback. And let's bring our hands to heart center. Bowing the head below the heart. The light inside me honors and greets